You're watching UnrealEntGaming. This is Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. You want to see me turn Super Saiyan? Or should I take it to the next level? I'm also the narrator too. Next time on Dragon Ball Z, make sure and smash subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
With Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 56 now officially in the history books, and with Moro now looking to step onto the battlefield himself, tension now begins to rise as our heroes have the momentary upper hand against Moro's army. But with Moro having to make his way onto the battlefield now, the question is, what exactly can our heroes do in this situation to prevent them from further having their energy taken by Moro, on top of the fact that Moro still has Sagambo by his side, in the fact that with 7-3 Shimoreka and Yumba seemingly being at a disadvantage, as soon as Moro and Sagambo enter the battle, the question is, can our heroes do what they need to survive and better prepare themselves before Goku and Vegeta's arrival on Earth? As once more before we begin, if you are new to this channel and have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball and anime related and cannot wait for the upcoming Dragon Ball Super manga chapter, that being Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 57, then be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload, and give this video a big thumbs up if you guys are stoked, ready, and excited to see the final battle go down on Earth involving Moro, Sagambo, and the Z Fighters. Now, in case some of you guys have been wondering, following the events of Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 56, so many people within the Dragon Ball community have been wondering about Beerus's whereabouts and what exactly Beerus is doing during this time of crisis on Earth. And just to go back 10 chapters ago, during the events of Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 46, Beerus in fact is on his planet fishing as he went along to ask WHIS, what is up, WHIS? With WHIS of course having to further inform Beerus by telling him, Planet Namek is exhibiting a sharp decline in energy levels, so I decided to take a peek. As Beerus went along to ask, is the planet about to die? How exciting! I barely have to lift a finger here in Universe 7, since every so often some planet buster will come along and do my job for me, because I'm super busy clearly. As WHIS went along to ask, didn't you say you were bored? With WHIS telling him, exactly, so I'm busy killing time. So when we take a look at what's going on in the current manga chapter right now, for many people wondering, there is absolutely little to no chance that we are going to be getting Beerus involving himself in the battle on Earth with Moro, which rules out the possibility of Beerus even getting involved to begin with. However, with the Z Fighters now on Earth having to handle their own situations by taking on Moro's army by themselves, it's as clear as day that the Z Fighters clearly have the advantage by overpowering 7-3, overpowering Shimoreka, overpowering Yumba, and the rest of Moro's cronies, which ultimately led to Moro finally having to stand up off his chair towards the end of manga chapter 56, in having to make the claimant stating, pathetic. These useless fools couldn't even meet my low expectations of them. As Sagambo apologizes by telling him, apologies, Lord Moro, it seems like a whole bunch of tough fighters gathered on Earth somehow. And even then, with Moro knowing the fact that Gohan and Piccolo and 17 and 18 and Krillin and Yamcha and Tien and Jocko and everyone else is doing their own thing in overpowering Moro's men, he's not concerned, because he went along to respond, no matter, there would be no meaning in me coming all of this way otherwise. Now who will be first on my menu? Which directly inserts the narrative that Moro is now going to be stepping onto the battlefield in battling against our heroes. But what does this mean for our heroes when stepping up against Moro, in the fact that although they have the numbers advantage against Moro from a singular standpoint, what Moro can ultimately end up doing in this situation is doing what he did to Goku and Vegeta on planet Namek, and that's taking the Genki directly from the planet and its surroundings itself, and further having to use that to get stronger and thus overpowering our heroes. But when looking at who exactly is opposing Moro on the battlefield, it's safe to assume that right now the only individuals that remotely stand a chance in opposing Moro in battle are Gohan and 17, considering the fact that Majin Buu is still sleeping and that they're desperately trying to wake Buu up so he can go assist our heroes on the battlefield, in being the fact that I think without Majin Buu / the Daikaio being there to help out Gohan and 17, 18, Piccolo, Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha, then I really don't see our heroes surviving for much longer, especially if Sagambo is going to be further involved, in thus having the team of Moro, Sagambo, 7-3, Shimoreka, and Yumba battling against Android 17, 18, Piccolo, Gohan, Tien, Yamcha, Jaco, and the remaining Galactic Patrol forces. Now, when looking at the overall narrative of having Gohan fight against Moro, I think it's safe to argue that Gohan from the Dragon Ball Super manga is significantly more superior than the Gohan we've seen in the Dragon Ball Super anime, so I'm fairly confident that if we do end up seeing Gohan versus Moro in the manga, then I don't think that Moro is going to completely obliterate Gohan so easily without Gohan putting up a fight, especially when looking at Gohan's synergy with Piccolo and them having to work absolutely wonderfully as a team. I don't think they would go down so easily without one watching over the other. However, I think that by the end of this, without Goku and without Vegeta on the battlefield to help, it's safe to assume that right now Moro by himself could absolutely obliterate everybody, which also includes Gohan and 17 on the battlefield. But when also considering Moro's ability to drain Genki, it's most interesting to see what would happen against Android 17, considering the fact that we saw what 17 was able to do against the likes of Toppo and even Jiren, in making the argument that Jiren is still significantly much more powerful than Moro is. However, Moro seems to have more of a tactical approach to him in the fact that if he knows he's losing, he could easily steal your Genki, absorb that within himself, get stronger and younger during that process, and then kick your ass when you're down and out drained of your energy. So I think that when looking at the upcoming manga chapter, we are going to see a shift in the tide and seeing our heroes be the ones to struggle, which I do want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Among all of the Z fighters right now, which ones do you think are going to be the ones to give Moro the best run for his money prior to Goku and Vegeta arriving? Because I think that with 17's barrier, that could be something that could protect Gohan, protect Piccolo, and protect the others from Moro having to take their Genki, but that doesn't change the fact that Moro could also manipulate the planet's energy and core, just as we've seen be done on New Planet Namek in manga chapter number 44 and 45, and sort of use that like infinite energy to either guard himself or continuously take energy from the planet, and thus getting stronger as the fight progresses. So I think that what's also needed in this battle is Majin Buu / the Daikaio, because with Majin Buu's abilities to restore people's health and with his abilities of regeneration and being able to absorb a person, I think that what's most needed in this situation is Majin Buu / the Daikaio to be inserted rather than having everyone be slaughtered prior to Goku and Vegeta's arrival. So I think that when looking at this overall upcoming manga chapter, we are going to see a definitive fight involving all the Z fighters together and Moro, but we also have to take into consideration what about Sagambo, what's going to happen with 7-3 and Shimoreka. There's always that possible chance that 7-3 could turn the tides again by recovering and using Piccolo's regeneration and thus having to take their energies and skills again in replicating that once more, and now having Moro pass on more energy to him, along with Sagambo, who we know is significantly, I would argue, more powerful than 7-3, be further inserted in this battle in seeing Gohan versus Sagambo, Sagambo versus 17, 17 versus 7-3, Moro versus everybody. So it really isn't going to favor our heroes that much unless Goku and Vegeta are there. However, I believe something is telling me that Majin Buu / the Daikaio may come in clutch at some point, because with Majin Buu and the Daikaio's abilities in being able to do things that normally our heroes can't, I think that with their skills and tactics, it would serve a purpose in allowing our heroes to have the upper hand, at least momentarily, for Goku and Vegeta to further get to Earth. But even then, it's not really promised that our heroes could end up lasting throughout this entire fight and surviving, because what if Goku and Vegeta end up arriving and by the time they get there, everyone's defeated, Moro ends up defeating everyone, taking their Genki and energy, having to become even younger than before, before and much more powerful, does it really hinder on the idea that Goku and Vegeta are desperately needed in this situation? Because with Goku now potentially being able to tap into UI at will, and with Vegeta having to be on planet Yardrat and further having to study for a move or technique that he personally thinks could give him the edge in defeating Moro, I really don't see our heroes defeating Moro by themselves, even if they were to gang up on him. But I do see the likes of 7-3 and Shimoreka, Yumba, and some of the other criminals having to be killed off, minus perhaps Sagambo and Moro, that I think that they're going to be the last ones remaining. But that's only considering the idea that Moro doesn't end up killing them, taking their energy and then consuming that for himself. Anything is possible at this point. But what I'm really excited for most, I think, is seeing Gohan and Piccolo, 17 and 18, everyone just work together in trying to do what they can. Plus, with the androids having to be literal battery packs on the battlefield, I think that it would serve its purpose for the androids to play more of a supportive role in backing up Gohan, because I really do think that in the manga, Gohan's the strongest. So being the fact that Gohan is potentially stronger than 17 in the manga at least, it would give them more of a chance to see Gohan go in with 17 backing him, shielding him, guarding him as Gohan tries to get close enough to really get in Moro's face and having a more of a grounded kind of battle against him, which is one of the main narratives why I support Gohan a lot in the manga, is the fact that we saw Gohan take down Kefla in the Tournament of Power by himself. We saw Gohan hold his own against 7-3 and arguably defeating him twice by himself as well. So Gohan in the manga is certainly nobody to mess with, and we also had confirmation that he was actually training in Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 56, so he's a lot stronger than how he was before. But I don't think that when it comes down to sheer ability that Gohan can do it by himself, which is why I think that Majin Buu and 17 are going to be Gohan's best cards in playing here, because with both of them having to have unique abilities and techniques that they can use to get Gohan up close and personal with Moro, do I think that would be their absolute best strategy against him. But the one considerable factor here is that I think once Moro starts to take everyone's Genki, it's just game over from there. But by the end of all of this, I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below about what the situation is going to be like once Moro ends up coming down onto the battlefield in fighting against Gohan and Piccolo, 17, 18, and the rest of the Z fighters together. Do you guys believe that Goku and Vegeta are definitely needed in this battle just to keep Moro at bay, or do you guys believe that Moro is just simply too strong and what he might end up doing is taking everyone's Genki, absorbing that within himself, getting stronger than how he was before, and then later meeting up with Goku and Vegeta for their final battle on Earth? I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Again, the next manga chapter for Dragon Ball Super manga chapter number 57 will be out and available on February 20th, so be sure to come back on the channel to find out what happens next. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for your time. If you guys are not following me on Twitter or Instagram, then be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Those links will be located down below. And if, of course, you guys are new to the channel, then don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload on the channel, along with giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys are simply stoked, ready, and excited to find out what happens next. I think that this battle with Moro is going to be very one-sided. I really do believe that Moro is going to whoop all their asses, but I think that our heroes are going to have a lot of heart, and I think that they won't go down so easy, even if Moro decides to take all of their energy, which we have seen be done before with 7-3. I believe in the previous manga chapter when 7-3 fought against Gohan and Piccolo originally, how by the end he ended up taking their powers and they just collapsed on down to the ground. So even if that were to happen with Moro, I don't see the situation really being that grim unless Moro decides to kill them all at the same time, then yes. But by the end, I think that Moro is going to kick back while Sagambo perhaps gets involved, which I do think at a certain point Moro is going to step in after realizing that all of his cronies can't simply get the job done, and thus allowing him to step forward and then getting the job done himself. But in the end, anything is up for grabs, and I want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, guys, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Take it easy, guys. Peace. And a quick little reminder before you guys go, if you guys are unaware, I do have a second gaming channel located down in the description box below, so be sure to head on over to Unreal Royale and hit that subscribe button along with turning on all notifications notifications as to there, you guys will find all different kinds of gaming content that you will not get to find on UnrealEntGaming, titles and video games such as Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Gears of War, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Z Legends, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Minecraft, Blair Witch, and many other retro games on that channel. So if you guys are into gaming, then make sure you guys subscribe over on Unreal Royale. I want to thank you all so much for your time, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Also follow UnrealEntGaming on these social media platforms to stay connected at all times. And if you don't, then very soon you will all be dead! Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck's up? Put on some clothes!
Well, why don't you put on any clothes?
What? I don't need clothes. Jesus Christ, that's huge! What, Broly?
Freezer.
Uh-oh.
Prepare to die!
But once you get video, lots of likes, or Bill will turn you into chocolate! Vados, get over here! Tell these mortals that I'm the biggest UnrealEntGaming fan. This is my moment. I'm a part of his notification squad. Universe 7 can have all the fun. I just want the food.
And don't forget to leave a comment on this video. Show some love for the best community on YouTube.
Kakarota!